Welcome back. All right, so news of the day video for all you fine people for your Tuesday, December the 20th. The roster freeze now in effect and all that fun stuff. Yesterday there was a minor three-way deal. I didn't think that it warranted a video at the time, so we'll go through it. Giovanni Smith goes to Florida, Danny O'Regan goes to the Detroit Red Wings, and Michael Del Zotto, he of 9 lives at the NHL level, ends up back with the Anaheim Ducks. So Del Zotto, we'll see how things work out for him in Anaheim this time around. I'm wearing a Florida jersey as I think Giovanni Smith's probably the one with the most potential out of the three. But for Smith, he wasn't getting that chance in Detroit. Florida does have a very good track record with guys they pick up who look like projects, and they end up being pretty good. Giovanni Smith has some bottom six potential at the NHL level. And big physical forward. We'll see how things work out for these guys in their new locations. And of course, with Danny O'Regan, maybe Yzerman's got something in mind here as well. And like I said, Michael Del Zotto just has 9 lives at the NHL level. Tomas Hertl, of course, yesterday was announced he was suspended 2 games for the high stick on Elias Lindholm. And that's about where I expected it. I said a game, it ends up being 2. With high sticks, it's just the way it is. And Colin Campbell was saying, too, when it comes to high sticks, that maybe it's time to revisit that. And I thought, maybe it is time. And I only say that because he said that because all the players now wear visors and there's everything, that maybe there'd be an allowance for some kind of a change on what constitutes or doesn't constitute a high stick in game, right? So, and that was just him talking, but at some point in time, yeah, we could have that conversation. I have often talked about how I think it's weird that you get 4 minutes for high sticking somebody and breaking the skin and causing them to bleed, but you get nothing extra in a fight if you make the guy bleed. You just still get the 5 minutes. If it's a slash, nothing extra. It's weird that it's just on the high sticks. It feels like that it's a double minor, and it's just blood. There's nothing else that seems to ever cause more than a single minor for a high stick. I just find that so odd. But anyways, Hertl's out for the next 2 games for San Jose, so he will not be playing against Calgary tonight. Andrew Hammond has announced his retirement. Yeah, the Hamburglar. It's a shame that Hammond is retired, and absolutely that requires a career video because he did bounce around. But because of what he did in Ottawa that one time, everybody just saw him as this folk hero, and there was a belief that maybe he could do it again. I know there were times over the last few years where he would sign a contract, and people would be upset with me for not necessarily reporting on it at the time because it was a depth move. And then if I answered with, well, he's probably not going to play at the NHL level anyways, they're signing him for the AHL, I would hear immediately about, well, remember what he did with the Sens now? We all remember. But yeah, Hammond, nice, career. And again, kind of folk hero status. I would think if he wants to get into broadcasting, there will be those who would come a calling because, again, if you look at some of the more prominent color commentators around the hockey world, backup goaltenders, journeyman goaltenders, it does happen. So, all the best to Hammond in retirement. Soshnikov cleared unconditional waivers yesterday, so the Islanders terminate his contract. This is why I don't pay too much attention to whether or not a team's at a 50 contract maximum. If a team's at a 50 contract maximum, which is all you can have, then they can buy one out if they need to, if they wanted to sign somebody else. So Soshnikov is not bought out, his contract's terminated. So, it's too bad, but he was kind of, an in-betweener at his highest. So, his contract's done. Connor Hellebuck not at practice this morning for the Winnipeg Jets. They've recalled Arvid Holm, and so it sounds like Hellebuck's out, so Riddick will be in net tonight. They're against Ottawa. It's a home game against Ottawa. That's still a winnable game for them. But yeah, we'll see how long Hellebuck's going to be out. Apparently there will be some clarity maybe later today, but I don't know how much clarity we're going to get, if we're going to get an exact timeline or an idea of what's going on, but Hellebuck is out. We have definitely seen a lot of players missing games due to illness lately. So it wouldn't be surprising if that's what it was either, right? So yesterday, Craig Smith gets sent down by the Boston Bruins, or I think they sent him down yesterday before the freeze. Craig Smith, of course, clearing waivers before being sent down. It's been a rough year for him. It has. But that being said, Maybe he can get his game back in Providence, and we'll see what happens from there for him with the Boston Bruins if he comes back up. It was just last season, I believe, where it was Smith that was with Coyle and DeBrusk on a line. And Smith was very streaky, but when he was on, he could be very good. So we'll see whether or not a demotion to Providence ends up helping his game, get back to where it needs to be. Nils Höglander's been demoted to the AHL as well by the Vancouver Canucks. This was done right at the deadline by Vancouver. One thing, of course, with the Canucks is that they're making a lot of lineup decisions that have Canuck fans scratching their heads. They lose 5-1 last night. For the second straight home game, they lose 5-1. And so for Vancouver, it's just everything's kind of in a state of flux. I don't think there's really it doesn't feel like there's a plan right now. It feels like between management and everything else, there doesn't seem to be a cohesive plan going forward of what's going on. And I think for Canuck fans, it would be nice to have that clarity of, okay, so is there a plan? Why isn't there a plan? And why aren't you making the plan right now? So these are questions that I think Canuck fans have, but Höglander getting sent down, I know there's going to be a lot of fans. Fans love Höglander. I really think that for him being a healthy scratch, being on the fourth line, I don't think that helps him. I think for Höglander, I think it's going to have to be with another organization that he gets to where he needs to be. The thing is, he's still young enough that might be why the Canucks haven't made that move already. If they made him available, I would think there'd be teams interested. He's got the heart. He does all the hard work. I don't know how much top-end, top-six skill is going to be there. He does have problems with finishing. But again, he's young. That can come around, and so we'll see what the Canucks do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.